Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty proud of that snap. I'm always really happy when I get a good snap. But anyway. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering around about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. But that's not the case in this particular instance. I actually got this item yesterday. I went out. I reviewed a little Mexican restaurant, their Cubano Torta, which I've already got that video uploaded, so go check it out if you're interested. And it's like this cool little like strip mall area. There's like lots of cool places to eat. There's a Dairy Queen, and then there's like there's like a Mexican ice cream shop and very cool little spot. And they also have a Mexican supermarket there. And it's been a little bit since I'd been in there, but I perused around before. And I love going to Mexican supermarkets because you just find cool stuff. I find things that I don't usually have access to. So I found a few energy drinks that at some point I will review. And I also went over there and found some snacks that I was like, sure, man. So, what am I reviewing for you today? What are we doing here? Well, it appears to be, boom, knockoff Doritos for all intents and purposes. And I'm pretty sure the company is Dyna. Is that what we're going with there? Or is it... I'm going to go with Dyna. I guess it could be maybe it's Diana? I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, but yeah. Diana Jalapeños flavor, because I know that's the flavor. It's 0% trans fat. Alright. 10% more free. Cool. Got a little jalapeno dude there. He's looking happy. Corn tortilla chips with jalapeno pepper. I mean, if these are just jalapeno Doritos, I'm so into that. And it's got a little thing on the back. Since 1951, families have preferred Diana's quality due to our unique portfolio of salty and sweet snacks. Wow, they got a long history. Our trademark crunchy tortilla chips, jalapenos, are made from real corn and flavored with our spicy jalapeno seasoning. Family favorite of all times. Sure, let's give it a go. Hell, maybe Doritos are the knockoffs of these. I don't know when Doritos really came into play. Alright, they look a little bit Dorito-ish, albeit on a more, I want to get a good one, smaller scale. But, oh, and I didn't do a thing for the thing. So can we do a thing? I didn't do a thing for my other thing either. Ha! Let's get a thing. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Sure. Let's give it a go. That's basically a small Dorito. Yeah, it's got kind of a nacho cheese flavor to it. It's nice. I like the flavor of the tortilla chips. Actually, you can taste like the tortilla aspect to them. That's nice. Jalapeno aspect, though, I gotta admit, I'm finding lacking. I'm not saying it isn't there, but I was expecting more of like a jolt of, delicious jalapeno flavor. Not so much. You get a little bit of a hit, and then there's this very tiny heat that kind of goes to the back of your throat. I mean, I like them. They got a nice crunch to them. I genuinely think like the quality of the chips is really good. And because they are a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to do this. Yeah, these are good. I genuinely like these. Yeah, I mean, it's a very similar experience to a Dorito, but definitely a little bit different. Um, it's not as punchy with the flavor. Like, even with, like, the cheese flavor, it's not. Again, it's not as punchy, but the counterpoint to that is that the chip quality itself, I actually think, is better. It has more of a tortilla flavor. I like the crunchiness of it. I actually like the smaller shape. Like, genuinely, like, you know, it's a little bit of a trade-off, but like I'm very down with it. My only real gripe is just, you know, you proudly proclaim the jalapenos aspect. I really wish that was a more prominent factor. Because I think if it was, I think if it had like a proper, and it doesn't even have to be like super spicy or anything. You know, just jalapeno flavor is wonderful. I think that if it had like a proper jalapeno flavor hit to it, maybe a little extra something on the heat end, I think these would have been like phenomenal. Like these would have been some of my favorite fucking chips. But even as they are, I do like them. Like, properly, I enjoy these. I can see why they've been around since 1951. These are good. I mean, the question has to be asked, do I prefer them to Doritos? No. And to be fair, a lot of that is probably just bias, you know, just because that's obviously what I've grown up with. But I do, you know, I appreciate from a Dorito aspect, again, just the punchier flavor of it. Even though these have nice flavors. And the thing is that it's one of those things where it's like, well, I might prefer Doritos a little bit. It's not by leaps and bounds. And even beyond that, there's a lot to be said for the way that they put together their chips because, yeah, maybe it's not quite as punchy with the flavor, but still flavorful. Because it's not as punchy, you do get to taste that tortilla more. Like, there's genuinely something there to that. So, two questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I'm going to go with yes and yes. I think for me, I would not get these in place of Doritos. I would get these aside from Doritos. Because even though they definitely fill a very similar purpose, I think they deserve to be looked at as their own thing. You know, like, as much as I came into this, like, oh, they're just going to be knockoff Doritos. And again, very similar product for sure. I think what they're doing with it is different enough from what Doritos do with it that this is its own thing. This is not something I would get if I just wanted Doritos. I would go get Doritos. But if I wanted this specific snack, these Diana chips or how the hell ever you want to pronounce it, I would get these. And while, yeah, Doritos would win out more often than not for me, it would not be a huge runaway. Genuinely, I think these are really good. So, and I don't know what the price point is comparatively because I wasn't thinking about it at the time. If you can get these for a little cheaper, man, yeah, then absolutely. But, oh, and if I'm recommending them, not everybody's going to appreciate them the same way that I'm appreciating them, and that's not me being like, oh, I'm so blah, 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 blah. Look at me and my monocle, blah, 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 blah. No. I'm just saying that, you know, I can imagine that not everybody's going to go in for that, you know, that difference of flavor from, again, the classic Doritos. But I think that if you run into them, and by the way, absolutely, if you have like a Mexican supermarket near you, check it out. Oh my God, again, such cool places. I think if you run into them, give them a shot. I really do think there's something to these that they're really cool. And they're a similar but different enough experience that I personally think that, yeah, at the very least, give them a try. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly jalapeno-tastic rest of your life. Because I like jalapenos. Jalapenos are really good. I think in terms of flavor, in terms of flavor and heat, I think they're about perfect. Like, I like ghost peppers. Ghost peppers have really good flavor. But, man, that heat will fuck your day up. You know, it's good every now and again, but Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And, when we go over there and we're forced to deal with said bullshit in our lives, it's important that we at least try. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe, because I know that this is certainly not the only brand that is, along the lines of Doritos. What are some other ones that maybe you've personally experienced? Do you have any that you prefer? Do you have any that you think are just absolutely god-awful that I should try out? I would love to hear about it. Because again, like there's obviously going to be knockoffs and, different interpretations and stuff. And it's cool for me to go over there and get to, compare and contrast and, see what other people are putting out there. So, if you're ever interested in my opinion on this stuff, like I said, just go over there and hit me up in the comments section or whatever. And hopefully you have yourselves a truly nacho cheese Dorito-tastic rest of your day.